guitar still then.
Yes, it is. And here's the keys.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Hey, everybody, and Facebook land. The mic's on. That's good. We are. Well, first of all, we have drinks, and are gonna clink in.
Clink.
It is happy hour. Clink in. This is a mason jar, but it is. What do you? Oh, clink in. Clink, 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 clink. We got a wine bottle and a mason jar, which, if I were in Kentucky, you might think it was moonshine, but it is not. It is just water today. We are at a place, a wonderful art studio and gallery called whopaints. And it's called whopaints because Wendeley Heath O'Brien, W-H-O, is the artist. And that's why it's called whopaints. And we're going to be talking to her a little bit later, and I'm going to give you a tour of her studio. We are outdoors right now. She has a tent set up outside, and it is a little bit chilly outside. But that's okay. Everybody has their coats on. You guys back in wherever you are, Pennsylvania, Vermont might be as chilly as we are, but New Jersey, some of you might be in Virginia, maybe even Oregon. And yeah, so here's what I'm going to do today. Because every week I do a different, well, I wouldn't say a different theme, but a different set of songs. And I wanted to point out this record. So this is my new record, Eider Down, and I am doing songs, a lot of the songs off of here today, and here's why. I am really excited because my the people who do publicity for me, they're called Trespass Music, and they are awesome. They are awesome. And I got word today, or last week, in the last week, that Eider Down is the #1 album in Maine right now. #1 album in Maine. Thank you. We got a little live audience here. And I paid them to come in and clap. No. And it's the #3 album in the alternative folk genre nationwide.
Wow.
And it is, I think, I forget the other number, don't quote me on this, but maybe 17th in folk music in general nationwide. So that's, I'm pretty proud of that. I'm pretty happy about that. And I also got word that 2 of my songs are in the top 10 songs being played on the radio this past week in the folk genre. And in Maine, and this leads to the songs I'm playing today, spots number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the top 6 songs that are being played on Maine radio, at least this last week, are from Eider Down. So I am really excited about that. So I thought what I'd do this week is to play those 6 songs that are charting out there all over the country, and the 4 that aren't charting in the top 10 nationwide are also up there, but they're in the top 50, I think, and I can't remember what places they are. I have enough problem trying to remember chords and lyrics. So I'm going to announce those as I go through the show, and I'll tell you which ones I'm playing and which ranking they are. So I'm really psyched about that. So, but I'm going to start off with a song called Lamington Dew, and it's always nice to have visuals. You can tell I was a former teacher. And Lamington Dew off of my second record, Providence, and it's played on this instrument. You guys know what it is. The people that have been tuning in for about a dozen weeks now, watching these shows. This is the 8-string baritone walkabout It's called Lamington Dew. Be nice to unmute everything. Lamington Dew, twilight's tears, quench my soul, ease my fears. Riverside song, cry and weep, wrap me safe in restful sleep. I know a place dreams don't die, just beyond the dimming sky. There is a light forever shines, where sorrow wins and love will bind. Well beyond these mortal captives, farther than our eyes can see, there is a house filled with love, where my darling waits for me. Black River rolls wide and deep, beckoning love so true and sweet. Hold out your arms, be my guide, bridge these depths to the other side. Well beyond these mortal captives, farther than our eyes can see, there is a house filled with love, where my darling waits for me. It's been years that I've been stumbling through this valley shadow play, haunted by this mighty twilight song, pulling me downstream to stay, pulling me downstream to stay. Well, Lamington Dew, twilight's tears, quench my soul, ease my fears. There is a light forever shines, where sorrow wins and love will bind. Well beyond all these mortal captives, farther than my eyes can see, there is a house filled with love, where my darling waits for me, where my darling waits for me, where my darling waits for me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Change instruments. I can't wait to show you around whopaints because this artist is incredible. Wendell Lee's incredible, and really like her stuff, and I know you will too. All right, I'm gonna put on this guitar and hope that it's in tune. We're outside, as like I told you, it's a little bit chilly, so that does a couple things. It makes the fingers harder to move, and also might make these instruments go in and out of tune a little bit. Going in tune would be great. Going out of tune is not good. Oh, people are saying, you can talk.
No, I don't.
Everything
up?
up?
Up a little bit.
Everything up?
There you go. Good job. Cars are driving by.
Ah. Yeah. Let's try this. My fingers are cold. This is a song called Piety of Thieves, and this is a song that's off of my Eider Down record. This is charting at number 6 right now in Maine, and number 23 on the top 50 alternative folk charts nationwide. How do I remember that? Because it's written down right here. That's why. And Piety of Thieves is, like, do you have a little intro on this? This is a song that I wrote. I used to work at a church. I used to be a ministry programs director. And I'm not one of these people to shove religion down anybody's throats, ever. But one of the things that bothers me about people in general is when they're insincere and about anything. And it just really used to bother me that there is a segment of people that come to church. It's a small segment, but they pretend they're all like, you know, all about church and very nice. And then there were some of them that, not just in the church where I was working, there's in general, that you wouldn't think they were church-going people at all the rest of the week. So I just had a problem with people, you know, pretending they were that, you know, pretending they were supposed to be upright and righteous people for the hour that they were in the service. This is called Piety of Thieves. Disregard what you hear Sunday mornings. You purify your conscience in the yearning tears of God. You use your tithes to amortize salvation, equating wealth and power with the keeper of the keys. And I cannot believe in the piety of thieves. You crown yourselves as chosen, but never give your heart. And when will we learn and redemption's not a steeple filled with gold? touch each other's souls. Touch each other's souls. Eclipsed by the addiction of possessions, you waste your hours in worry, the way you will be seen. And there's nothing on your plate to fill your soul, satiate your spirit, or slake the thirst of greed. Yet you try to fill the void with your silver Judas coins. You pledge your heart in worship and then forget his name. And when will we learn redemption's not a steeple filled with gold? Heaven's found in the way we love and touch each other's souls. Touch each other's souls. The rain upon the road reflects the darkness in your soul, and you fancy you're the founder of the feast. The measure of a man is not the treasures in his hand. The gauge lies in the love that is released. So may you rise like mist upon the sea, hovering o'er the waves and white caps of your mind. May morning bring the light that leads to love, chart a course for freedom, set your sails for home. And may you not believe in the piety of thieves, and may you know the wonder and the riches of your soul. And then will we learn redemption's not a steeple filled with gold. Heaven's found in the way we love and touch each other's souls. Touch each other's souls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So is it loud enough out there?
That's better.
Let's go, okay. Loud enough on Facebook?
I don't have Facebook.
I'm asking? No, I'm looking into the camera here.
Oh. And I was behind it.
Yeah, looking into the camera.
Lynn says the cars driving by sound like waves on the shore.
Yeah. There you go. Literally like 150 yards is the water.
Is the water.
So it's right there. This is a song I threw into the mix. I know I did it last week. I know I did it the week before, I think even. But this is a song that's on that list. So let me get that dialed in. Unfazed. Oh, yes, this is open. This is called The Ballad of Joseph Martin, and you guys, most of you know this song, and it's a great drinking song because we get to toast our veterans in this and lift our glasses high. I'm playing this again this week because this song is the number 5 song in Maine right now, and it is 22 on the top 50 alternative folk charts nationally. So loud enough for you guys? So this is a song that I wrote about a Revolutionary War soldier who camped where I was living in New Jersey. And then I found out that he came up after the Revolutionary War and he settled in Sandy Point, Maine, not too far from here, down by the bridge. I guess about 25 minutes from here or so. Well, maybe a half hour from here, but close, relatively speaking. So yeah, if you have a glass, there's the chance to raise your glasses high and to toast our veterans during this this song. It'll be very apparent where that is. My name is Joseph Martin. I hail from Prospect, Maine. I was raised down in Connecticut, where I learned the farmer's trade. My father was a preacher man, but I took up my gun in the war for independence till that bloody fight was done. Ooh, the bloody war was won. I left to fight the redcoats when I was just 15. I saw what I should never view in battle and in siege. From Morristown to Mifflin, White Plains to Valley Forge, saw traitors hanged and heroes die as they went to meet their Lord. Ooh, they went to meet their Lord. We salute our citizen soldiers, raise your glasses high. They left their homes and families, look the devil in the eye. We salute our citizen soldiers, we'll drink a toast to thee, who suffered for their freedoms, preserved for you and me. When surrender came at Yorktown, our victory bittersweet, I settled down near Sandy Point and raised a family. I served as justice of the peace and farmed the land I owned, and recalled my veteran brothers and the debts that they were owed. Ooh, the debts that they were owed. raise your glasses high. They left their homes and families, look the devil in the eye. We salute our citizen soldiers, we'll drink a toast to thee, who suffered for their freedoms, preserved for you and me. Soaked to the bone, froze near to death, and marched for 30 miles. My belly ached from hunger, longed for a lover's smile. We struggled through those dangerous days, at times that tried men's souls, but stood our ground with hearts on fire as the cannon thunder rolled. The cannon thunder roll, 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 the thunder So my friends, through much fatigue and many dangers past, I've lived to say this war-worn soldier's braved his way at last. Don't take freedom for granted, don't forget the price we paid, and remember me a patriot when you look upon my grave. We salute our citizen soldiers, raise your glasses high. They left their homes and families, look the devil in the eye. We salute our citizen soldiers, we'll drink a toast to thee, who suffered for their freedoms, preserved for you and me. Come on! We salute our citizen soldiers, raise your glasses high. They left their homes and families, look the devil in the eye. We salute our citizen soldiers, we'll drink a toast to thee, who suffered for their freedoms, preserved for you and me. Who suffered for their freedoms, preserved you and me. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. We'll do one more song and then we're going to introduce you to this great, fantastic artwork that I'm surrounded with. Here, surrounded by. Volume okay with this guitar? This song is called Desiree, and Desiree is number four song in Maine right now, and 21 on the top 50 alternative folk charts in the nation. Those of you just tuning in, I'm doing these songs that have been charting really well in Maine and across the country and elsewhere. Desiree, just to introduce you to this song, I wrote this about those times in life when we were tempted to get into a relationship that everybody we knew said don't do it because it's going to end badly, and we did it anyway, and it ended badly. So for those of you trying to pick apart my past and make connections, I never dated anybody named Desiree, so the names were changed to protect the guilty. No, it's not completely autobiographical, because we all have heard stories like this, but this is Desiree. Desiree, mind her green eyes that tell sweet lies behind paper fans. Desiree, she will haunt you, and she'll taunt you, tracing secrets in the sand. Carried in flight on the wings of the night, she is soaring. Come the morning, she'll be gone. Lover in part, she'll deny you her heart and deceive you. Then she'll leave you with the dawn. Desiree will caress you, and she'll dress you in a dream. Desiree, silk and satin, all adorned in the finest filigree. Carried in flight on the wings of the night, she is soaring. Come the morning, she'll be gone. Lover in part, she'll deny you her heart and deceive you. Then she'll leave you with the dawn, coaxing you close to the edge of your cautious existence, tempting and teasing you, contemplate seizing the flame, cursing the weight of your fortified mortal existence. Her persistence calls your name. Desiree, mind her green eyes that tell sweet lies behind paper fans. Desiree, she will haunt you, and she'll taunt you, tracing secrets in the sand. Desiree, Desiree, Desiree. Thank you, thank you. Let me mute this for a second. Hey, honey. You got any comments or things that...
A lot of people saying hi. We got...
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Live comment.
Oh, a live comment.
So
Live comment.
I googled Eric Troyer.
What's that? Eric Troyer?
Yeah. So you sang with someone who sang with John Lennon.
Yes.
That's true.
That's cool. That
2
is
degrees
cool.
of separation.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. Eric's a wonderful producer and musician and singer and keyboardist, and loved him to death. He's awesome. So let's see. Is there anything else I need to address before we?
Just a lot of people congratulating you on your ratings.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you a little about Who Paints before we speak to the artist. I don't know. So, reason why I'm doing
She's snuggling
these
with her
live
puppy
shows
right now.
is because of this whole COVID-19 pandemic thing, and even though numbers are starting to come down, still there's less visitors, less traffic through shops, and so I'm doing these live shows to help them out. Now, you guys I know will donate money, a lot of you, to my virtual tip jar that you'll see at the comment at the bottom of the screen. But I'm also hoping that you'll embrace these artists and shop owners that I'm going to. And if you see something that you like, you can go to their website. I'll give you all that information in a second. And Who Paints is one of those things, especially because she is an artist. Wendy Lee is an artist, and a lot of her shows this year have been canceled, just like a lot of musicians' shows have been canceled. So she's sort of in the same boat that I am with this.
All the fairs are done.
Yeah, all the fairs are done and all that stuff. So let me get on the back side of this
I'm going to
camera.
hold the camera,
Oh,
and
hold
you're
the camera.
going to continue to interview Wendy Lee.
See who's the boss here, right? But you're going to unplug the camera so that we don't pull everything over. Yeah. Okay. So cool. Let me come out here. So this is
We're keeping our distance.
this is Wendy Lee Heath O'Brien, and she's the owner of Who Paints and the studio and the gallery. She is the artist that's done all these things, and I guess I'll just turn it over to you and tell us a little bit about Who Paints.
Well, I paint.
Very well. For many years.
The stories of life in Maine with children, and my vision is holding up how can we best steward this wonderful resource that we have, children and nature. And normally my studio is open to the public. However, it is closed right now because we are practicing physical distancing, not social distancing, physical distancing.
Good distinction.
Yes.
Yeah. But I've set up a gallery in the garden, so if you come up this way, I hope you'll come and stroll. There are paintings out. And then I've set up my show tent, which I'm leaving up since my outdoor shows have been canceled.
Yep.
And then if you're wearing a face mask, you can poke your head in and see some of the larger, more fragile paintings that are inside. I work in 5 different medium: chalk pastel on sandpaper, Western watercolor, kinpaku, which is Japanese gold leafing.
Could you say that again? What's that?
Kinpaku. Kin is the character for gold, and paku is the character for hammered. I lived in a small fishing village in Japan, and I live in one here, so these are a wedding of my 2 cultures.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what else? Oil on leaf. I don't know. Always experimenting. Always finding new ways to tell new stories. So.
What's your favorite medium to work in?
Depends on the story I'm telling.
See?
Yeah.
That's like people
I
say,
love
what's
it.
your favorite song? What's your favorite guitar? I
instrument?
don't have one.
I
It
want to know
depends.
why you choose which instrument for which songs.
So,
We're gonna
you're
come
looking in the
tight.
tent right now, and
Can I say, one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
come on, you
aspects
talk
of
over.
my work is, when this became our livelihood, I wanted to make sure my business vision was in service to my artistic one. And so I've really worked on, and my artistic one is also about getting original art into people's homes. So I price objectively. I do materials plus time. And I do installment plans, which are 20% down. You take the painting home with you, and you have a year to pay it up. I've reached my 200th person doing the installment plan.
that's
Wow.
an awesome idea.
And
So
I do rent to own. You try it out.
That's so awesome. I want to reiterate that. So it's installment for art. So you buy the painting, and you I can still pick up my voice. And you have a year to pay that.
Yep.
To pay that off.
And if it's over a certain amount, you can go 2 years, as long as we're in touch.
Wow.
because
That's really, really cool.
I want people to get the painting they truly want, not compromise.
Because I know a lot of times I've walked into a gallery and it's like, well, you know, I can't afford that right now, but you know, but I really love it, you know. So
That's the one I want you to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you have not only paintings, and certainly there are some paintings have a higher price point
Yes.
and others have a lower price point. But you also have note cards.
Right.
We're getting there.
Those are, when a painting sells, I'll make a note card, but it's the only reproduction I'll do, because I want people to have original art. It really
Awesome.
does look and behave differently than
Sure.
a reproduction.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want to show them off in case, you know,
Oh,
people
yes.
say,
You get them on my website.
I'm not a
Who
place.
paints?
I'm not a place maybe to buy art right now,
Right.
but I do like note cards, and I write a lot of notes, so they can certainly get note cards.
They are
Um,
$2.50 each, and if you buy 10, you get one free.
Let's say, do you think that's loud enough for the camera? They are the note cards are $2.50 each, or they're
Yes.
cards are $3, right? Just
Well,
two
To
fifty.
be shipped or with the cellophane, they're $3.
Okay.
And if you come here and buy them, they're $2.50 each.
Okay.
If you leave me the plastic sleeves, because I'm a major tree hugger.
So most of the people that are listening right now are not
They
from
have
this
to
area,
ship.
so they would be the cards are $3 each, and if you buy 10,
You get one.
you get one free.
Right.
Duck up here.
Okay.
So we have some
Walk
more
this
paintings.
way.
And more note cards out here.
These are mostly oils that I put outside because they're sturdier.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to take a walk through the garden. And
That's up to you how much time.
So this is multiple golds on painted panels.
Oh, this one.
One right there.
yeah,
That's something I've been
Love that.
working on. It's something I've developed after doing the kimpaku, which Japanese gold leafing is a process where I stretch a paper with a seaweed glue, treat it, gold leaf it, and it's painted on with ground rocks and ground seashells in
Yeah.
a water soluble binder. But this has multiple golds, like 4 different types
Wow.
of gold.
this is a scene right out of Acadia. That's amazing.
Young's Market.
Amazing. And that's a really cool view of the shoreline.
The Winter Harbor Food Service.
That's right. And the blueberry fields in the
Yes.
autumn.
Yep, going around Washington Junction Road. There's that one. And then the one above it is down by where the guys fish from.
Okay.
In the fall, you can look through apple trees down at the fishing boats over at Grindstone.
Blueberry bushes, I don't know if you guys know this, but in the fall they turn this wonderful, like glowing color. They're awesome. A lot of people don't see that because a lot of visitors don't, because they come up here in the summer and they're here for the berries, but they don't see in the fall when the leaves turn that wonderful color. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
I'm so
Wendelin.
glad you're here. Wonderful.
Yes, I'm excited to be here because I spend a lot of time up here in Winter Harbor, and I have always loved Wendeley's work. It's just amazing stuff. So, yeah, so, oh, Wendeley.
Yes.
You need to come a little closer to the camera. I'm going to ask you if people wanted to get in touch with you, what's your website and all that other information that people can...
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my website is whopaints.com, and there are links. All the work is up there. You can get cards. You can chat with me. I also have a Facebook page, which is Who Paints.
I'm just showing you
And-
this for the spelling.
I'll
Yeah.
post it.
Yeah.
Because who are my initials?
Yep.
That's how I knew I married the right guy. And then Instagram is Who Paints Art. And I do a teaching blog. So if you're interested in learning, you can go to my website and follow that there and always email me questions. And then there's another website or Facebook page, Haiku and Hiatus. And the links are there because I'm working on a lot of haiku poetry with people and putting paintings to them.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. All right, and we are back for some more music. Let me do a quick tune here. This is going to be a song. Well, it is a song called "Satellites," and "Satellites" is on my new record, Providence. New record, Eiderdown. Oh, this capo is, in this cold weather, is just working havoc with this, right? And the reason why I'm playing Satellites, it is one of those songs that is doing really well on the charts right now. Satellites is number 3 song in Maine. Number 3 song, and it is 38 on the top 50 folk charts. And it's like, can you walk and chew gum at the same time? Can you tune a guitar and talk on Facebook Live at the same time? And it is number 7 on the top 50 alternative folk charts nationally. So yeah, it's doing really well. All right, I think we're in tune here. There's a few songs on my new record that are, shall we say, a little political. And this isn't really one of the political songs, but it is a song about, you know, just where we are and being in a dark place and waiting for the light to come. Okay, I think we're ready.
Longing for the morning light, devoured by the darkness I'm fighting fears I can't outrun. Like branches in the winter wind, we quiver in these frozen skins, just waiting for the sun. We're all waiting for the sun. Hypnotized and compromised to sterilize and fantasize something that we're not. Twisted voices rule the day, slay the hunter, not the prey, and bind our soul in knots. Yes, they bind our soul in knots. Searching for the satellites of reason to justify this treason of the heart. Reaching for the changing of the seasons to melt the walls that keep us apart. Our paths diverge and intertwine like lovers' fingers laced with lies in shades of indigo. Jagged, jaded, broken dreams dance dark just out of reach, like footprints in the snow. Fading footprints we don't know. Searching for the satellites of reason to justify this treason of the heart. Reaching for the changing of the seasons to melt the walls that keep us apart. We collide in prison self-proclaimed, entwined in this media parade. This mirage of flesh pleasure that we crave, well, it blocks the sun and makes us run and yearn like refugees for better days. Searching for the satellites of reason to justify this treason of the heart. Reaching for the changing of the seasons to melt the walls that keep us apart. Searching for the satellites of reason to justify this treason of the heart. Reaching for the changing of the seasons to melt the walls that keep us apart. Like branches in the winter wind, we quiver in these frozen skins, just waiting for the sun. We are waiting for the sun. We are waiting, waiting, waiting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool. So, thanks again for tuning in. Got more music for you here. This is a song that I'm really psyched to play here in this location because it was written about this location. Let me get everything set up here. It's a 12-string. God, I hope this is still in tune. Hey, good. This is we are in Winter Harbor, Maine, and Winter Harbor is the town where you're going to find part of Acadia National Park called Schoodic Point, and I'll bet that most people who go to Schoodic Point, who visit this area, go on a nice day when it's sunny out, and you go out there and you can see the waves breaking across these against these rock cliffs that go down into the water and send up these huge sprays of water, and it's beautiful out there. It's also beautiful on days like this when it's a little cloudy. But you go out there on a day when it's misty and foggy, and the place takes on a whole different feel. And there is a story about a ghost out on Schoodic Point. It's a woman who lost her love to the sea, and she spent the remaining days of her life mourning him out on that point until she passed away. And it's said that her spirit still roams the rocks and the cliffs out on Schoodic Point. So I love ghost stories, as you know. So I thought that this would be a wonderful idea for a song. So it's called Eiderdown. It is the title track off of my newest record, Eiderdown. I'm getting chilly. And this is the number 2 song in Maine right now. It is number 37 on the top 50 folk charts, and it is number 6 on the top 50 alternative folk charts nationally. So, doing pretty well. And I'm psyched about this because I love this song. If you get the record, and again, there's a link for our virtual tip jar on the bottom of the screen that you're looking at now, and that will take you to my website also. And if you'd like to order the record and
if you hear this song the way it's recorded, you'll hear Caroline Cotter singing the song as well. She's an extraordinary vocalist and songwriter in her own right, and had her down here to add a woman's voice to this song because it's about the ghost of a woman, so I thought that'd be great to have her on that. So this is called Eiderdown. 'Twas years ago on Schoodic Point, I felt your soul pass through me, mysterious as the morning mist, and soft as eiderdown. Well, you gave your love to a sailor fair, who pledged in spring to marry. He said your voice was like the wind, and soft as eiderdown. Swallowed by the sea when autumn gales turned stormy. Fate left you weeping on the rocks, your darkness filled with mourning. You spent your sorrow on that shore, staring in the waters, singing to the wind-whipped waves, your voice like eiderdown. Eiderdown. When you breathe your last, your ashes cast to join your sailor fair, glittering in the ocean breeze, as soft as eiderdown. Still you'll hear it told on Schoodic Point, how the waves and winds
still hold a voice that drifts like morning mist and soft as eiderdown.
Thank you, thank you. A little spooky story for you. Wendell Lee was asking me before, why do you switch all your guitars? And it's because it looks cool. No. No, it's they're all different, and there's a 6-string over here that's made for finger picking. The neck's a little wider. We should have stopped traffic for the concert. I have a 6-string that's more for strumming a big, called a jumbo body, which gets a lot of volume, and it's nice for that. The walkabout has a totally different sound. Classical guitar, the nylon string guitar has a different sound to it, and of course the 12-string has 12 strings, so it's got a totally different sound to that too. So this song I'm playing, this is not charting now. It's from my second record, Providence, which I showed you before. And the reason why I'm playing this, wait for the UPS truck to go by. Watch, he's going to deliver beer, isn't he? He is. UPS guy. And we have Jack the Husky. From all the houses.
Hi, Randy. How are you? It's Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Yes, guy.
You're missing a good show.
Yes, you are.
Wish you could stop for a drink.
Good night.
We are.
Settle down.
We love Winter Harbor.
This is a song called Ledges, and my wife and I, you guys know Veronica, the people who have been watching these shows. She and I were staying out in a house out in Prospect Harbor, and for those of you in this very small audience here, you might know where it is. It's a house that looks like a castle. That's out on I forget the name of the road, but right just.
Kind of behind the old sardine factory.
Around the corner from the old sardine factory, yeah. And we got there, and it was a beautiful place. You know, we're on vacation. We got there, and it was gorgeous, and very quirky kind of house in a really cool way. And we went outside, and we heard there's a bell buoy that's in the middle of that sound or the harbor out there, and its job is to warn boats to stay away from this rock ledge. And it's chained to that rock ledge. And we heard these 3 bells that were playing in this buoy constantly. Constantly.
Never stop.
And it became one of those things where, you know, like you live next to a railroad track, and every once in a while you hear a train go by and you're very conscious of it, but after you live there for a couple of years, you don't hear the trains anymore. Or if you have a clock in your house that chimes, you don't remember hearing the clock chime. But you have visitors over who want to sleep at night, and they hear the clock chime a lot. So hearing these notes constantly became this song. It's called Ledges, and it's about the bell buoy, but then it quickly becomes a song about these people who have been burned in a relationship, and they spend an inordinate amount of time warning people about the dangers of love, and because of that, they never get to experience, you know, a really good healthy relationship, just like this buoy never gets to sail out into open water. Out on the ledges, the harbor bells ring, marking the channel and tides, singing like sirens, obscured by the fog, a song that my heart can't deny, a song that my heart can't deny. Calls and it beckons, a mystery unseen, the voyage we all have to bear, the ebb and the flow of the waters so deep that leave me gasping for air. Lonesome and sounding the depths of my soul, treading the waters of time. I'm life on the margins year after year, like a couplet that yearns for a rhyme. On these ledges that no one will climb, chained to these treacherous waters of love, I covet, but I'll never swim. The passage is rocky and fraught with despair, a gamble I can't seem to win. Lonesome and sounding the depths of my soul, treading the waters of time. I'm life on the margins year after year, like a couplet that yearns for a rhyme. On these ledges that no one will climb, pulled by the currents, weathered by storms, my tolling bells echo the sound of the ghosts of the lovers now lost in the mists. Love's a wreckage that fate ran aground. Lonesome and sounding the depths of my soul, treading the waters of time. I'm life on the margins year after year, like a couplet that yearns for a rhyme. On these ledges that no one will climb, out on the ledges, the harbor bells ring, marking the channel and tides, singing like sirens, obscured by the fog, a song that my heart can't deny. On these ledges that no one will climb, on these ledges that no one will find, on these ledges that no one will climb, on these ledges that no one will climb. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all over you. I can read that you're clapping online. Those little clap emojis are cool. You know, I set my camera up backwards. Those of you that are use Facebook Live, so I'm looking at the camera lens, and a lot of people set it up the other way, but then it looks weird because then it looks like I'm playing left-handed, and so I'd rather set it up like this, which means I can't see your comments. Veronica can see them because she's got a computer here, so she sort of feeds me information, but not all the comments. That's why after the show I'll go back and I'll look at all your comments. I really appreciate them. Thank you so much for commenting. We're moving on here. This is the same guitar. Look at that. That rarely happens. Yeah, right. It's not that cold. It must be like 52 degrees, but it's enough to make. Come on, you're Mainers.
It's June.
You guys should be in shorts and tank tops.
This gentleman over here has a short sleeve shirt.
Um,
So my hat goes off to him. No, I'm going to wear my hat.
So, I'll do two more songs for you today. I have no idea what time it is, but I'll do two more songs for you. This song is the #1 song in Maine off my record, Eider Down. It's number 25 on the top 50 folk charts nationally, and it is number 5 on the top 50 alternative folk charts nationally. So, any of you parents out there? And I don't mean just here, but out there, you know, on Facebook. If you are parents, this may have happened to you, and if it hasn't yet, it will.
I'm scared.
This is a song that I wrote with my 2 children in mind. Children, they're all adults now, and it's about that wonderfully proud feeling that you have when they leave home, but also this bittersweet feeling because you, especially late at night, you can imagine their voices in the house, and you can imagine, I would imagine, hearing myself read stories to them and sing songs to them, and these echoes from the past that keep reverberating through the home. This is called Just For You.
When you were 3 years old and you believed all you were told, I'd offer up my very soul just to shelter you. Now that you have grown up and you strive to reach and understand the lessons learned that I began and I shared with you. And I don't have much to give but my heart to you, and I don't have much to share but my hopes for you, just for you. Round the seasons many times we've said goodbye to nursery rhymes. The world is offering up designs all to capture you. Throwing caution to the wind, you're leaving now to dance and spin. Just promise you'll remember when I promised you that I don't have much to give but my heart to you, and I don't have much to share but my hopes for you, just for you. memories great, childhood days. But love can show what the heart only knows. Sometimes very late at night, I'll hold my breath and think I might hear those words that I'd recite when I'd sing to you. I wish you children of your own you'll love when they are small and grown. Just tell them what I've said and shown, darling, just for you. And I don't have much to give but my heart to you. And I don't have much to share but my hopes for you. And I don't have much to give but my heart to you. And I don't have much to share but my hopes for you, just for you.
Thank you, thank you. It's cool to have a live audience. Yeah. Hey, thanks online too. I know you guys are, I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in every week. It's awesome. And just wouldn't be Wednesdays without you guys out there in Facebook Live land and handful of people that gather for these happy hour concerts. So I need to probably tune this up a little bit. Let me get it dialed in here first. What's that? It's cold, right?
Yesterday was beautiful.
Yesterday was beautiful. This is well, it's life in Maine, right? If you don't like the weather, wait, it'll change.
3 outfits a day.
3 outfits a day, yeah. Why do Mainers have so many clothes? Yeah, that's why. So, I thought I sang a song about a ghost out on Scudic Point. I thought that I would sing you guys a song about a ghost in New Jersey that a lot of people think is from New York, but it's not. Yeah, this weather and the capo changing is really. All right, a lot of you guys know this story, but they'll tell it briefly for people who are gathered here and people who may or have tuned in for the first time on Facebook Live. This is a song called The Horseman, and it's off of my record Providence. This glass slide is really cold. There's a place in New Jersey called the Great Swamp that's surrounded by towns like Morristown and New Vernon and New Vernon, Chatham Township, that's what I was thinking of, Long Hill Township, Basking Ridge, and it's a huge area, the size of Newark Airport. And the reason why I say that is because in the 1960s there was a plan to put an airport there, the size of Newark Airport. They didn't do it. But this is a very historic area. It has been, it's an area where they discovered a mastodon skeleton once in the 1940s. It's been farmland. It was used by Revolutionary War. Actually, a general had his estate there, Lord Sterling. But the thing that people know this area most by is this ghost of a headless rider on a horse that people have seen in and around the Great Swamp since the Revolutionary War, and it got its start because the ghost is known as the Headless Hessian because there were 3 Hessians riding through town once, and they were attacked by townspeople, and one of the Hessians had his head almost severed from his body. His horse carried him off into the swamp. They found the horse later, who died of its own wounds. They never found the Hessian, and ever since then there has been these sightings. I've actually interviewed 3 people who have seen this, seen a headless rider on a horse. Now, what's really interesting about that, beyond that, is that Washington Irving, who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and the Headless Horseman, had friends in Morristown. And there are literary experts who believe that when he came to Morristown to do research on George Washington, who he wrote a lot of books about, and also to visit friends, he heard the story of the Headless Hessian, thinks, what a great story, takes it back with him to Tarrytown, and he writes The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which arguably is the most famous ghost story to come out of American literature. Sorry, Stephen King. He might even say that too. So this is a story called The Horseman. For those of you in New Jersey, you want to go to the Presbyterian Church on the Green in Morristown, where Washington Irving did some of his research back in the day. It's conceivable they might have strolled through the old cemetery back there, and he may have gotten more inspiration from the cemetery, because right in the middle of the cemetery are 2 headstones that both say, purchased by Ichabod Crane. This is The Horseman. Don't get too scared. Don't travel in the swamp at night. You're bound to see a dreadful sight. Hessian soldier long since dead, searching for his missing head. Hessian soldier long since dead, searching for his missing head. Well, he met his fate in days of yore, in the Revolutionary War. Townsfolk sent him to his grave. His wandering soul was never saved. Townsfolk sent him to his grave. His wandering soul was never saved. Horseman, can you see that fear of you inside of me? Horseman, so they tell, a headless rider straight from hell. Throughout the countryside, upon his demon steed he rides. Beware the hoofbeats in the dusk, lest your bones be turned to dust.
Beware the hoof beats in the dusk, lest your bones be turned to dust. Horseman, horseman, can you see that fear of you inside of me? Horseman, horseman, so they tell. A headless rider straight from hell. Hear him ride now. When the sun sinks from the sky, like right about now, when twilight falls and spirits fly, best lock your doors and stay inside. 'Twill be the time the horseman rides. Lock your doors and stay inside. 'Twill be the time the horseman rides. Horseman, horseman, can you see that fear of you inside of me? Horseman, horseman, so they tell. A headless rider straight from hell. Horseman, horseman, can you see that fear of you inside of me? Horseman, horseman, so they tell. A headless rider straight from hell.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, thanks for tuning in today and watching and listening and having a drink for happy hour with us. Thank you for Wendy for having us in here today. And again, Wendy, what's the website?
Who paints?
whopaints.com.
whopaints.com. That's whopaints.com. whopaints.com. She's
Link
got
in the comments.
linked in the comments. Yeah, she's paintings of all sorts and sizes, awesome stuff, note cards, and I especially like the pay over time type of thing. That's an awesome idea that I've never heard from artists before, and I think that's a really cool idea. So, rent to own. Yeah, I mean it's really.
So you could bring it back.
And so I mean, the places where I go to do these shows are not just random places. They are stores that I love their products. I mean, or the artwork that they do, and that's why I am here today at Who Paints. Next week, next Wednesday, I'm going to be at a really cool shop, one that I've been going to since I was 8 years old in Bahaba. In Bar Harbor, there is a place called Willis's Rock Shop, and they have, for people who like crystals and minerals and rocks and jewelry, they make jewelry too. It's just an extraordinary place. Fossils, I mean, it's got just amazing stuff in there. That's where we're going to be next
Wednesday.
week. And what's after that?
When is U.S. Bells?
Oh yeah, that's right. And U.S. Bells is
They're awesome.
that they have all sorts of bells, you know, house bells, but doorbells that you ring, and larger bells, any kind of bell you would think of. They also have pottery. They have a bunch of stuff up there. But I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Next week, Willis's Rock Shop in Bar Harbor, and again, thank you for Wendeley Heath O'Brien for having us in here today at Who Paints. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.